Well, as I said yesterday, the main point of the letter of Jude is a warning about the divisiveness of Christians who are false teachers, and you know them by their behavior. And so listen to our verse for the day, which is verse 16, which describes these people. It says, "These are grumblers and malcontents. They indulge their own lusts. They are bombastic in speech, flattering people to their own advantage." So one of the characteristics of false teachers, and it really is something how this carries through across the centuries, right? Grumblers and malcontents. People who consistently grumble, who are not content, who are never satisfied. You can never do enough right for them. You can't do things that are the way they want it. I mean, that's just annoying, right? I mean, it's like sand in the gears of the life of a church when you have people who are just constantly grumbling, malingering, complaining, malcontented. And remember, when we think about the scope of the whole Bible, what happened to the people who grumbled in the wilderness? Well, none of them made it to the promised land. God kind of gets to a point where God's had enough and takes them out of the picture. So we don't want to be people who are constantly grumbling, malcontented, never satisfied. Nobody else is ever right. No one else's perspective could possibly be valid. Only mine is. Ugh, it's just so annoying to deal with people like that. The second thing that Jude says is they indulge their own lusts. And again, licentiousness, as Jude says, in our own time, how many Christian leaders, whether they're pastors or lay leaders in churches or denominational officials or teachers at schools, how many people get in trouble because they don't live a disciplined life in the area of sex? I mean, it's just unbelievable how much it happens, and sadly, we're not even surprised anymore because it happens so frequently. We're called to live a holy, disciplined life. And then the third thing he mentions is they are bombastic in speech, flattering people to their own advantage. In other words, bombastic, when you think of bombastic in speech, what do you think of? I mean, people who are really over the top, who are pressuring, who are overly dramatic, and they flatter people to their own advantage. They say that they don't believe what they're saying, but they flatter people to try to win their support or their confidence, to get them on their side, to say what they think people want to hear. So Jude warns us. These are some of the characteristics of people who are false teachers and causing division, and we don't want to be those kind of people in our church. You don't want to be this kind of person in your family, in your neighborhood. I mean, some of us live in neighborhoods where you go for walks or you walk around and you see the same people every day. And there's some people, you see them coming and you're like, oh no, here comes so-and-so. Because they're just going to grumble and complain about the latest thing that's wrong in the neighborhood or in the world. That's not witnessing in a positive way for Christ. Don't be a grumbler. Don't be a malcontent. Don't be a malingerer. Live a holy, disciplined life. And when you do compliment other people, may it be sincere and to encourage them and not for any other reason.